Ooh, the hype, the pressure, the nervousness is starting to build, guys. Inter versus Bayern Munich, second leg of the Champions League preview. Before we get into it, make sure you leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Of course, tomorrow we are at the beautiful Stadio Giuseppe Meazza at home to clinch, hopefully, this win, but it's not going to be easy. I'm watching on the side Aston Villa right now giving PSG a run for their money. So that means I know the players know it, I know Inzaghi knows it. There's no way these players will think that a 2-1 lead against Bayern Munich is enough for us to go through. I mean, PSG, even a 3-1 against Aston Villa at the moment is proving sticky. Even Barcelona against Dortmund. Dortmund at the beginning showed a bit of a comeback. They even put up like 3 xg, but they just couldn't take their chances. So it just shows you a lead is nothing. And we know it from last year. Atletico Madrid, we were the team in the lead, 1-0 up. But this time round, we have the advantage of going the second leg at home. So let's get into it. Some bit of preview. Of course, I want to know your thoughts and comments down below after I'm done. Yeah, it's hard to remain calm in this one. I feel I'm starting to, just as I'm starting to speak to you now, I'm feeling the pre-match jitters. But there was a little preview article here from FOTMob, just kind of showing some of the interviews. Inzaghi. We know Bayern's numbers. We did something important, but it will not matter unless we do it in the second leg at San Siro in front of our fans. We know it's only half time in the tie. And there was this talk, especially from it was a Kompany and Bayern Kompany and Harry Kane, who said Inter celebrated too much or they celebrated too early. Harry Kane kind of took those comments back. He said, I said that in the heat of the moment. I don't think they celebrated too much. They were just happy. And, he's right. Like, I don't know why there was such a big deal made out of Inter celebration. A last minute winner at the Allianz Arena. This Bayern team that hasn't lost in 3 or 4 years at home or something crazy like that in the Champions League. It's a big moment, and mainly it was because of Frattesi's moment and his grandma passing away and what it meant for him. So I think it was kind of misconstrued, the celebration. So yeah, Harry Kane took those comments back. I'm not sure if Vincent Kompany did, but he was, very complimentary to Inter. He said, yeah, no, Inter away from home is tough. I don't think we need to come out defeated because of injuries, things like that. We'll have our chances in Milan too. And I think they will. We saw in the first leg, guys, again, I think I was pretty honest in my post-match reaction. If Harry Kane was on his day, if, Bayern took their chances, it could have been a completely different tie already in the first 30 minutes. But luckily, it wasn't to be. So the important thing is Bayern will get chances, but we just have to limit the amount. And definitely we can't give them any clear-cut chances like the Harry Kane one. The Opta supercomputer, which to me never means anything, but according to them, after 10,000 data-led simulations, Bayern comes out 38.5% of the time on top, whereas Inter only 36% of the time. What does that mean? Absolutely F all. But they give the Nerazzurri's overall chances of progressing from the tie at 72%. So I don't know how that makes sense. And they give us a 17% of winning the trophy probability, whereas Bayern just at 4%. But as much as we were all, making big deal or fun of the fact that Inter are so good at the Allianz and we have such a good record at the Allianz, and we did it again at the exact same, almost the exact second that the Pandev goal we scored in 2011, the Frattesi one. Actually, Bayern have something to be positive about at the San Siro, because according to this, they've won all 4 of their away games against Inter in European competition, including all 3 Champions League, without conceding a single goal. 2-0 in 2006, 1-0 in 2011, and 2-0 in 2022. So, yeah, we might be the Bayern's bogey team at the Allianz, or in the Champions League final, but they might be our bogey team at our own home. So, if you believe in these kind of things, this is not looking good at the moment. But the San Siro itself for us in this competition has been a bit of a fortress. We are unbeaten in our last 14 home games. Now this is the longest run in the competition. after we ended Bayern's 22 game streak at the Allianz in the first leg. Then Azzurri also progressed 21 of the 23 knockout stage ties in European Cup Champions League after winning the first leg. So in that sense, things are looking a little bit um, more lucky, I guess, for us. And yeah, Inter is not all about sitting back, soaking up attacks. In fact, Inter applied 573 high intensity pressures in the first leg, the most by a team in the Champions League this season, as they aim to catch Bayern in possession. And I'm expecting more of the same, especially at home. I'm not expecting Inter to give up possession too much and let Bayern have the ball and pressure us, because we saw in the second half when we did that, we let them have the ball, we let them pressure us. They're used to playing as teams sitting back. um, they can hurt us, and we know we did that against Atletico, and we got punished. So we can't do that. We can do that for some periods, few minutes here and there, but for longer periods, we are going to get punished for sure. Um, the UEFA official website also had a quick preview, of course, giving us a little flashback to some moments from the first leg. Um, Misses, so again, same players that were gonna miss the matches last time round if they get booked. So Barella, Bastoni, Dumfries who can't play, Lautaro, Mkhitaryan, Pavard now as well. For them, even more players. Oh, sorry, no. They've got these 5 players. Form coming into the game, of course, we're coming off much better form, unbeaten in the last 6 games, 2 wins in a row, whereas they're coming off a draw and a loss. So that's hopefully gives us a bit of confidence going into this game. The players and Mkhitaryan and Inzaghi spoke before the game. It was interesting to hear their words. Mkhitaryan reiterated, it's a great opportunity, but we need to focus on tomorrow. The coach started building this team 4 years ago. I've been here for 3. What he has done is very important to the club. We've helped create this atmosphere. We're fighting for the goals we set at the beginning of the season. We want to do everything we can to win. Then we'll see if we make it to the final. And yeah, I think they asked him about, the thing that people are saying Inter celebrated too much. Everyone's free to say what they want. We know what we've done. We didn't celebrate after the first leg. We were just happy with the win. We want to stay focused on ourselves. A lot of people talk, but we try not to listen. That's just how the football world is, 100%. We're calm, mature, and experienced. Well, I hope to see that tomorrow, Mickey, especially from you. And know we have to win every match in every competition. Furthermore, we don't need to listen to what the media says. We know what we want. We don't get nervous because we take all the responsibility for our results. My guy, Mickey. And he spoke about how he is part of this veteran club alongside Acerbi, Darmian, and Zoma. We always bring something extra. We're giving our all to help the team. You definitely are. And we're trying everything. As you said, it could be our last chance. We'll see tomorrow if we can make it or not. And then, yeah, this is the little snippet that's making the rounds at the moment, that he admitted he could hang up his boots at the end of the season. It's been one of the toughest seasons, tiring seasons, I think it was the actual quote, because it's mid-April and we're still competing on 3 fronts. But it's also a joy fighting for all these objectives. I'm very happy to reach this moment because it may not come again. Maybe I have 1-2 years left to play, or maybe I'll stop at the end of the season. I'm very happy here to play for this club and to be achieving what we are. And then he also went back to the comment about, he made a few, after we played the Monaco, and he said, "Siamo ingiocabili," we're unplayable. And a lot of people, said that he shouldn't have said that, or was a bit arrogant. And he kind of doubled down and he said, "What I said 2 months ago, of course, the headlines came out immediately. That's fine, no problem. It was my opinion at the time from the inside. I see how hard my teammates work, how much they sweat for the shirt. I still stand by what I said. We're a strong team. So I was still fighting on 3 fronts. We want to go as far as possible. The season can give us a lot." And yeah, I agree with him. I know he got stick for it, and maybe you shouldn't say those types of things so early on in the season when you're not even in the crunch end of the season. But that's his opinion. That's, he sees this play, and it's true when we are, and we just haven't seen this on song like we were against Monaco. But when we are, we know we're so far superior to the other teams in Serie A and many of the teams in Europe. So Yeah, fair play to Mkhitaryan, not just being, just fake humble and things like that. If he wants to big up the team, then he can big up the team. But yeah, maybe timing could have been better. And Inzaghi, of course, we know he doesn't give anything away. He was just making sure that the team stays concentrated on the game. In terms of injuries, he confirmed, Zielinski, Dumfries still out, Carboni doesn't count. Whereas for them, nothing really has changed too much. The main return for them on the bench will be Kingsley Coman, who will be available off the bench as he wasn't last time. But apart from that, Manuel Neuer is in the squad this time round, but I don't think he's going to be starting. All the reports are saying he's not going to start. He didn't partake in training properly. That would be a big surprise if he does. But everyone else is still out. As I said, only Kingsley Coman comes back. Serge Gnabry had a really nice goal against Dortmund at the weekend. He's also back and important for them. Oh, look, Dortmund 3-1. So again, reiterating that point, these guys got to stay switched on. This Bayern team can hurt you at any given moment with guys like Gnabry. We saw with Sane or Muller, Coman coming back now. Olise was giving us a torrid time. This is where I hope DiMarco coming back, big return. We missed him, of course, in the first leg, but Carlos Augusto, as many were said, probably was man of the match in that game. So if Carlos Augusto and Bastoni were struggling to handle Olise, do I have faith in DiMarco to be able to handle Olise? I'm not too sure, but maybe DiMarco can give us a little bit more going forward, even though Augusto was massive going forward last week. But DiMarco's left foot should be a great weapon, like it was at the weekend in Serie A against Cagliari. Everywhere else, we are good. No other important returns. Dumfries is still a big miss, but maybe Zalewski can give us something off the bench if needed. And maybe Arnautovic continues his good form if we need him as well. But apart from that, yeah, come on, guys. I have faith in these guys to do it. They have the experience from the first time when we went to the final, those games where it took us over the line. But then we also have the experience now of what happened to us against Atletico. So hopefully we can take that into this game and just finish off Bayern. I'm predicting a draw, to be honest. I think it's going to be a very not cagey match, but it's going to be up and down. Bayern may even take the lead and scare us, but I think this Inter team has enough to get the result, just about the result that we need to get. Of course, if it ends in a draw, it's good enough for Inter. But if Bayern away goals don't count anymore, if Bayern win by 1 goal, we go to extra time and then penalties, which definitely, then we have to start thinking of all the other competitions as well. That is the worst possible case for Inter, going to that extra time scenarios, wasting more energies, mental, physical, ahead of the Bologna game. That is the last thing we want. It needs to be wrapped up in the 90 minutes, and I have faith in these guys wrapping it up in the 90 minutes. And I think, as I said, it will be a draw, either a 1-1 or a 2-2. Bayern are gonna give their all. I definitely don't see us keeping a clean sheet, but if they do, I will be the happiest person on earth, and you will see me being the happiest person on earth tomorrow. Post match reaction, guys. You let me know in the comments down below your comments. I'm expecting a way better and bigger match from Marcus Thuram this time round. I think he will step up this time round, not Lautaro, but of course, need a big game from Lautaro once again. I'm predicting a Hakan goal and a Marcus Thuram goal. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. See you tomorrow. Forza Inter. Forza Inter. Let's get this W over Bayern. Let's get to the next round. Ciao ragazzi. Forza Inter.